Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Well, we're living in a lot of weird time, a lot of changing, a lot of disruption, but also a time not to be in fear. Many of our young people are talking to me from our community that are fearing what is going to be their future, what is going to happen to this world, where will they be in this world? And it's very true. I mean, we question that ourselves. But to understand that everything is the will of God, everything is happening for a reason, everything is moving forward for a reason. Many things are coming to the surface so that we understand what do we want as humanity, because we're getting to that point where we, you can say, as a human race, as a creation, have to make decisions about how we want to live and how we want our future to be. And right now that seems very distant because of the way the structure is. And we know that the current structure of governance isn't working. It's not there. And certainly not for our next generations. Certainly not a time when we can see a freedom of movement, a freedom of being able to understand and be part of a change. But right now we feel that we're not part of that change and things are just being done. So we become again just subjugated or subjects, rather than liberated people who have a right of liberation. And this world has a right of liberation, meaning that there's enough resources in this whole world to help everyone out. But again, we're stuck in an old system that isn't there for the future and for manifesting the future of human rights and equalities for all people and to accept all people. The rudimentary understanding of a human is that we're radiant, human, hu, that radiance, mon meaning that being. We're radiant beings, we're meant to be radiant. We're meant to go forward in life and to feel the essence of life and to embrace that essence of life within ourselves and within each other and to share the essence of who we are. And that is the growth that we have. And we can't stop that growth, and nothing can stop that growth. Only that we're in a time when, again, we're looking at what is that subjugation and what is liberation. And liberation of the consciousness of humanity. And the change will come when the consciousness of humanity changes. When the consciousness of humanity becomes a message of peace. The consciousness of humanity comes an acceptance of tolerance and feeling tolerant and being tolerant, when we have kindness, compassion, and when we can feel the goodness in the heart of each of us. And we can never lose sight of that. So many come to me and they're talking about, well, we're fearful now, what are we going to do, how are we going to do this? But now is not a time to live in fear, because as is happening. To me, now is a time of action. Now is a time when we have to stand up for who we are, stand up as a human race, stand up for the freedom and the equality for everyone. This was the simple message brought to this world by Guru Nanak Dev Ji and other teachers, great teachers, who shared a message of understanding, a message of peace, a message of equality, of acceptance, and especially that tolerance of understanding. And to see that we're all the same. No matter what our faith, our caste, our color, our creed, our religion, our preference, our gender, we're all the same people. And to recognize that within each other, and to grow with that within each other. And my belief is that will happen, and that will come to that time, because in this darker age of time, we call this Kali Yuga, in this darker age of time, everything is going to be coming forward. Nothing can be hidden. And those who want to try to hide can't hide. They won't be able to. But the balance of this world will come when we can, as a human race, stand for truth. Most importantly, to stand for the truth of the heart. And that starts with you and I. It starts with us seeing each other from the truth of our heart, from the truth of our being. To connect with that, we say Satanam, the true understanding of that which vibrates within me, which is the essence of my connection to the entire universe, where there's no separation between myself and you. There's no separation between myself and that created this creation. There's no separation between myself and every creature and everything that's been created in this world. That there's no separation from that. That we're merged in that, we're part of that. And that merging that is happening at the conscious level is growing. So it starts with each of us, merge into that aspect of ourselves, find where is the merge within me. I have that urge to merge, it's very true. And how do I merge with others? How do I merge with every creature that I see? Every blade of grass that is there, every bird that's flying in the sky. Where's the merge? where I feel part of it, not separated from it. The last 2,000 years, in that Piscean age you can say, it was made to separate ourselves from what is the existence, and separate ourselves from that who created the existence. So there was a duality built into it. And that duality has built into us over these last 2,000 years, industrial ages, where there's a separation, so there becomes a separation within us. We're not taught that there's a merge, and that we can merge into that. We're taught that there's someone above us, someone below us, someone to the side, that this God exists that's outside somewhere and we have to run to find something. Is not true, is already existent within us, is my belief. So we find that existence, we say Ekonkar, the oneness of all creation, is the oneness that exists within the light of my own heart. Satnam, which then focuses on that understanding of truth and prevailing truth with inside. It's inside of ourselves. So that outside of ourselves we merge with everything. When that truth is found within, that truth is found everywhere. And we see that living truth in everything. So it's a different way of understanding. It's a future to me of how our future will be at some point of time. At some point is my belief. But we can never stop pushing that. We can never stop continuing that. We can never stop expressing that, educating, reaching out, teaching out. It's a continual process to reach out and teach out. That's the mantra of this time. Reach out and teach out. Spread that message and find that message within yourself. And unite with others. Our community, our Sangha, we call it, is a global Sangha. It's a global community. It's not limited. And everyone has a voice in that. And that foundation is being created. And we're part of that foundation. Because peace will not come through war. Peace will never come through war. So why do they start those wars? Only because they don't want peace. And it's very true. The only reason a war is started is because those who start those wars don't want to have peace. It's not in their interest to have peace. It's not in their interest to have coexistence. Can't make money from it. The bottom line of it. And to subjugate others. Yes, this world needs changes. And every side has its side. But there has to be dialogue, there has to be communication, there has to be some kind of understanding that's created where there isn't that fear and that risk. So maintain our strength through this. Watch what's happening, be part of it. We're not just observers, we're watching to see what is going to happen, how's it going to happen, how can I be part of that, how can I be part of this movement, how can we start to shift this energy? When we meditate and we sit in a deep meditation, it's not just us that are meditating. That vibration of that meditation of your auric field is merging to the auric field of the entire universe and into the Akashic fields where all people who are meditating, all people who are doing that prayer, all who are part of that are connecting with each other on that global level of consciousness. And that global level of consciousness, when each of us understand that each of us plays the part in that and we vibrate to the cosmos and the cosmos vibrates back into us and we merge with all those that are vibrating 24/7, then we're never separated from what is happening. Never feel separated from it. We're never alone. We might feel I'm a little bit lonely, but I'm never alone. We're never alone. There's spirits, there's the guides, there's everything, there's all the gurus, there's all the teachers, there's all those who live in our auric field, all the angels, all that is there. All exists within us. It's the way that we merge into the entire cosmos, the entire universe, which is there to vibrate to us and for us to vibrate back. It's a mutual coexistence between the individual self and the universal self. That's the power of a meditative mind. That's the power that we have to connect to each other through that frequency. No matter where we are. And to me, as that grows and grows, which it is growing and has been growing and shall continue to grow, to me that is what's going to be the force that's going to create the change in this world. In the meantime, we're dealing with a lot and we're going to see a lot more, is very true. Very true. We haven't seen, you can say, the worst of it in some ways. But that's even more important, that we exercise our bodies, that we learn to breathe properly, that we're moving our physical body, good circulation, that we're eating properly, taking care of ourselves physically. and mentally that we're vibrating, we're meditating, we're consciously aware of that, so that through our spiritual self, that spirit that is the actualization of the self within us, is the trinity of body, mind, and that spirit realm. So our spiritual practice stays strong, so that connection is there, and we're always at ease. Key is be relaxed. In the midst of the storm, find the calmness. In the midst of the insanity, find the peacefulness. In the midst of the chaos, find your way through. And the first sutra of this age is there's a way through everything. We have to find that there is a way through everything. So let us not live in the fear, let us not live in a doubt, let us not live in an insecurity. Let us not make a complaint, let us not make an excuse. Every excuse is a self-abuse. Take responsibility, move forward, we'll do it together. And that's my prayer, and I may not see it in my lifetime, I realize that, but if I know that our younger generation, next generations, my son's sons, your children's children, shall inherit a world of peace. And we are the vanguard. And we've been put here at this particular time. We've been birthed at this particular time to be those instruments, to push this world forward, to protect our Mother Earth, to protect the sacredness of all people, to honor each of us, and to recognize that honor. And this age that is coming in the new Satyug shall be maternal, shall be where women shall be the vanguard to make those changes. And shall bring an era where all feel comfortable and at ease. So let us start with ourselves. I have to feel comfortable, at ease, patience within myself. Connect with others. Spread a message of understanding. Find where is that love. Let that love grow through your heart. And let your love be shared to everyone. So that we can create this world. And this new world, where we feel the abundance, where we feel the calmness, and where love prevails and the sacredness of all humanity exists. Let us understand that. Let us that be the ardas, let that be our prayer. That prayer for the understanding of the sacredness of every breath that we take, the sacredness of each other, to honor each other, and to trust at the feet of that which created all creation, that created us as creatures to live a creative life. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.